What up, folks? I am Ultrazilla, and today we have a comparison video. That's right, my Zillions. It's time for another Bandai versus Playmates face-off. And today's subject, it's Jaguar PP! Well, not really. It's Jaguar from Godzilla versus Megalon. We've gotten two figures this year based on the classic Jaguar, and there's been a competition going on here. Just like we had NECA versus SH Monster Arts before, now we definitely have a Playmates versus Bandai Movie Monster Series war a-brewing. Folks have taken different sides. I've already done a couple of these. I've stayed with the Monsterverse for my comparison videos mostly. But this time, no more. We're going in. We're going to figure out which is best. And maybe we're going to go back and do some more of these based on some of the other figures. Or not. Maybe we'll just move forward. But, this is something I had to do because I'm a huge Jaguar fan. Love Jaguar. So for me, this year has been amazing. You know, not only with these guys, but of course, yes, the Jaguar PP! Go watch Godzilla Singular Point if you haven't watched it on Netflix. It is, I'm gonna say it, it's pretty great. I really like it, you know. After 3 times, after a lot of thought, I really like that anime, so yeah. Anywho, what we got here is the Bandai Movie Monster Series and the Playmates. And they both have their merits. And they both have some faults. Okay, so that's a big problem, right? Across the board, we've heard Jaguar from Playmates just doesn't stand correctly. Now, Jaguar PP! Now, I guess it's just the way they sculpted this out. Maybe they made his legs a little bit too far, maybe not wide enough of a stance. You know, whatever it is, you know, it really depends on how you pose this guy. But if you pose him a little bit, you know, offline, he does tend to balance better. See? Also, this ground here, this mat that I do my reviews on, the table underneath it is not the greatest. So, yeah, that's a problem for sure. It is what it is, you know, like, that is a problem, and that's points against this Jaguar. You know, the Bandai, he stands nice, he's just in that A stance, he's very simple figure in that regard. You know, they didn't go crazy with the posing, but I do give it 2 Playmates. Because I like the posing. I like that their figures have had poses. It makes for something different on the shelf. And in those terms, I still really like this a lot. So that's points for the Playmates there, in my opinion. This guy, he's just kind of plain. And just, you know, just standing there. Let's zoom out this a bit. So he's a little boring, but he gets the job done as well as a, you know, regular standard 6-inch Jaguar. But I do gotta say, I feel like overall the posing for the Playmates just makes it more fun for me, you know, to get in some other, you know, in photography and stuff. But, and you know what, the standing is a problem, but you can get it to stand. And you've seen me do it a couple times here already. But, I mean, that could be reason enough for you not to like it. And I get it. I get it. I can't even do it right now. And I get it. So, that's something for you to decide. If yours poses fine, like stands fine, it's a superior figure as far as, you know, the overall pose. You know, it is what it is. As far as articulation goes, they both... And this kind of goes hand in hand. 3 points of articulation for the Bandai, 3 points of articulation, 4 points of articulation, actually, for the Playmates. And you're gonna need that, you know, because of the standing issue. So, you know, you do need to pose this guy around a little bit to get him to stand good. So, articulation slightly in favor of the Playmates there. And that's good. Again, you really do need it though, so that helps. He's just vanilla, so, you know, he doesn't really need as much articulation, but I still like that one better. Sculpt-wise, I just reviewed this guy recently, and if you didn't watch that review, check it out for more in-depth stuff. But sculpt-wise, I felt like the Bandai misses the mark a little bit. It's too chunky, in my opinion. His legs are giant. Like, this is not what Jaguar looks like. He's definitely too chunky. The head is off in a weird way. He very much has a big nose, and he's like, I don't know, the head is off. So as far as that goes, you know, yeah, this one's off. I mean, everything is there that you need for a Jet Jaguar, right? The Playmates, though, I think the sculpt is really nice. And the fact that it's in a cool pose helps as well. But he's skinnier overall, and that's more in line with what Jaguar looks like. And I've watched Godzilla vs. Megalon a bazillion times. Don't even argue with me. This is just a way better, more accurate sculpt. His face is skinnier, his nose is skinnier, everything about him is more slender, and that is Jet Jaguar to me. The bigger feet, I like that a lot. You know, maybe that's just done to help him stand, and maybe that's more accurate there. I won't argue with you there, but I really like the bigger feet, aesthetically, you know, so as far as that goes, I do like it. The one thing I will say, though, against this is something I said right from my review is I feel like this arm looks a little short for whatever reason. The way it's posed, I guess, is like maybe creating that, but when I look at them, it just feels off in a way. Like something is just, this one just, like if he put his arm down, this arm would be longer than this arm. I'm almost positive about that. So a little bit off in that regard, but overall, I like this one better for the sculpt. Paint-wise, they're interesting because this one has the more accurate paint job, but there's something dusty and dirty about Godzilla vs. Megalon, and that seems pretty good in that regard. This one has some really sloppy paint, unfortunately. Like, not super sloppy, but it's got some sloppy paint. Again, check out my review for the full details. But yeah, this one also has black eyes, which is good. It's fine. It's pretty standard for a Jet Jaguar figure. But if you really check out Godzilla vs. Megalon, or like at least in a better format, or in see some like pics, you can see that it's mostly in shadow while it looks in black. They're actually blue, and this one has the blue eyes, which is cool. The paint on this is actually very nice. I do like it. Again, it's very muted comparatively, but I like that. It kind of works for this figure being a fight Jet Jaguar, and this guy being the Jet Jaguar that's like in the lab, in Goro's lab, right? That's a good way to separate the two. So yeah, I like the paint job on both. This one also, the paint doesn't match here and here, which is a little bit of a bother. But overall, it's fairly clean, and I do like it. Yeah, I'd say I like the Playmates a little more in that regard too. So overall, personally, and this is not gonna come shocking if you've been paying attention, I like the Playmates more, guys. You know, he's got the standing issue, but that is the... Honestly, even with the weirder, shorter arm, and I really think that's a weird visual thing created by the way the arm is positioned, more than anything, like, at least it could be. Otherwise, I really like the figure a lot more. There's something about it that I just really like. The pose is excellent, in my opinion. And I just feel like they nailed the sculpt. I like the skinnier Jet Jaguar. I feel like that is more accurate to what I see on screen than the Bandai. So there you go. Playmates wins yet again. And I'm a bit surprised. I thought this might be the spot where, Bandai gets a point. But no, I think... Well, I liked Mechagodzilla more, didn't I? I did. I liked Mechagodzilla more that time. I liked the Playmates Kong better. But in this round, Playmates wins because I just do like the Jet Jaguar more. Now, you could say the standing issue, just kills it altogether, and I'm fine with you saying that. But overall, for me personally, I just like the Playmates more. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I got a real good Jet Jaguar figure in it. And I like the Bandai as well, and I'm really happy to have it. But Playmates is where I'm at for sure. But honestly, I like that dude the best. Go watch Godzilla Singular Point. Till next time, peace out, peeps.